So the roadmap step completed in the configuration step. Here is the place we have implemented the mandatory parameter, mandatory nodes, some parameters and everything. Then, so each and every roadmap step, when it is going to the extraction to configuration to checks, it will ask the your confirmation here. Then when it is moving to the internally, now it is in the checks phase. In the checks phase, so it will check the free space, free disk space and everything. It will check it out. Then it will go to the next steps here. Then it will go to the next steps here, right? That is what it will do it here. So now it is doing the next steps. It is performing here, right? So exactly as I give the overview, why? Because these steps are will take longer time. This one, this one, this one, this one, right? So exactly what exactly happens? Why? Because if you using this URL, you guys can progress the activities in the offline, right? So now if I talk about the entire the some overview section, some overview, what exactly happens here, right? So now, so if I talk about the each and every phase here, so this is your host name. Okay, let's take example. This is your host. Okay, host means your computer here. In this computer, so you have in this host, you have the so NW1 system or NH5 system. Then, so this is the database. This is the database here, right? In the database, you have the repository. Definitely, every database there is a repository. Then there are the application tables here, where actually the data stores in the database level here. Application tables here. Application tables. This is the source repository. I can say like original repository. Original repository repo, right? This is the SAP system. SAP system, it will run on right kernel. So SAP, this is the SAP system. It will run on the original kernel here. Original SAP system. I can say original SAP system here. So this is running on here. So then this is fine. So this is the SAP system. This is the database here. SAP is up and running on this operating system. This is the operating system. Fine, right? So now on fine day, you are doing the upgrade. You are planning to do the upgrade here. Then in the operating system level, you downloaded the sum tool here. In the operating system level, you downloaded the sum tool. You started the sum tool. So then some this is the host agent. This is the host agent here, right? So some tool will not directly talk to the your SAP system here. So via host agent, it will connect to the your SAP system here. So that is the reason during the sum screen we are giving the so during the, when you're starting the sum tool, some start space config host agent space SID. Then so some please talk to the host agent, then connect to the your SAP SID system here, your SAP SID system here. That's what we have given here. That's what we have given in the scenario here, right? So that is done. That is done. We have started. Then we have started. We are progressing the activities here. We are progressing the activities here. So then when the sum is started here in the first screen itself, it asked the extraction phase, right? Extraction phase means extraction extraction phase means so extracting the patches, scanning the patches. So it will first it will extracting means extracting the package patches what you downloaded here. Then it will scan it. Then so it will validate it here whether it's correct or not. Then it will go to the next steps. It will go to the extraction to configuration here. In the configuration step, what exactly will happen? So it will ask the parameters, uptime, how many process you required, downtime, how many are required here. So then SGen you required or not during the upgrade, we can uncheck. And also it will ask the SPDD, SPAU, then some other transport request, it will ask us, then we have to feed that one. Then it will go to the checks phase. In the checks phase, it will do the pre-checks. It will do the preparation. Preparation means in the checks phase, it will do the space check, space whether any space issues you have the application server level, database level, any object space, anticipated space, all those things it will check in the any inconsistency items here, any open any SP, any open failed update records in the everything it will cross check. Everything it will cross check in the so in the checks phase here, in the checks phase, right? That will happen here. So then when it comes to the pre-processing, when it comes to the pre-processing is the step. This and all the normal steps, nothing will happen to the system here. See, consistency checks, repository, everything is checking, right? So when it is going here, these three steps are normal. So nothing will happen to our system, main system here. So the main important step is the pre-processing step here, right? Pre-processing step here. In the pre-processing step, what exactly happens here? So based upon the scenario selection here, based upon the scenario selection. So in the starting of the sum, there are the three scenarios here, right? Single mode, there are scenarios, single system, then standard, then so advanced. There are the three scenario modes are available here. So this is the one, this is the one here. So stand single means there is no shadow concept here. So which means some tool will directly do the patching updates on the in this system here, your main SAP system here. So if the system directly it will update the system components and patches here. So there is a longer downtime here. Why? Because system will be down from starting itself. So there is a frequent downs, up and downs and everything. So here itself your system will be not available. So here itself means in the pre-processing step itself, it is not available here, right? So in that case, so we can use the, in that case, we can use the single system. In case of non-production systems, non-priority systems, then you can use the single system here. So then there is a mode, another mode, standard and advanced. Here, the shadow system will be created here. Shadow system means some will create the, so some will clone the one more shadow system based upon the, our main system. Some will create the one shadow system here. Same as like your main system, same as like Ravi, one more SAP system, one more Ravi will be created. Same as like NW1 system, it will create the one more SAP system. One more SAP system will be created here, right? That is what will happen here. So then, why? Because if you choose the standard or advanced, if you choose the standard or advanced, so here you have chosen the standard system, then definitely it will create the, definitely it will create the shadow system here. Then shadow repository also will be created at database level. Only shadow repository will be
Is it
created.
visible on the OS level, this shadow system during the
I'm
upgrade?
coming to
We
that
can.
part only. Okay, just to give me a few minutes. I will come to that point. So here, so here the shadow will be created here. Shadow instance. So shadow SAP system. Then we can call it as the, so we can call it as the SHD and W1 system. Instance will be created. This is called the SHD shadow repository will be created here, database level here. This will happen in the pre-processing phase. In the pre-processing phase, this will happen here, right? So this will happen in the pre-processing phase here. The shadow system will be this is connected to the shadow system here. So same as like original. Why? Because if you directly update into the main, there is a larger downtime here. That if you create the shadow, then it is connected to the shadow system, then all the patches and everything will be updated to the shadow first. Basically, it is updating the shadow. Then your main system, there is no impact, nothing will happen in the pre-processing phase, right? Nothing will happen to the pre-processing phase here. Why? Because shadow is getting updated. So why? Because there is no business impact on the shadow. Why? Because this is a copy of the your shadow system. So then cloning of the your shadow system here. then nothing will impact on the main system. Main system, they can log in, they can do the transactions, so they can do it here. So here, what exactly happens in the pre-processing phase here? Pre-processing phase here. We are discussing about the pre-processing. In the pre-processing, your development workbench will be locked to avoid the developments and everything here. Then shadow SHD instance created. Shadow instance created. Then SHD repository created. Then shadow upgraded. Shadow will be upgraded here. Then shadow activation and distribution will happen here. Distribution will happen. So basically, what exactly happens here? So when you chosen the standard or advanced, in the pre-processing step, the shadow system will be created. Then shadow repository will be created here itself. Here itself, the shadow repository and same host. Shadow repository and shadow instance will be created here. So once it is created, then some will start uploading the patches to the applying the patches to the here, not the main system, shadow system here. So main system it will add it. While adding, such shadow system is created, but there is no data. So what will happen here? So here the original repository to here, it will copy the data. It will copy the repository data. Repository contains the program structures, so reports, all those things will be in the repository. So it will copy the data from here to here. While it is copying the data to here, the original development repository will be locked status here in the pre-processing. So in the pre-processing, the first step, lock the development workbench. Yes, locked. Why? Because so here the data, this data will be copied from here to here. While copying the data, if some changes are happened here, here there is a version, here there is a highest version. So there is a inconsistency. So to avoid this one, what we have to do, we need to, so not we, some tool will do the locking of the development workbench here. Locking of the development workbench here. See, this is done. Now we will get see. So checks are done. Now if we go to the pre-processing, right? Pre-processing, the step one itself, we will get the lock the development workbench. In the initial screens itself, we will get the lock the development phase itself. This is the main phase here, pre-processing. So starting the batch job checks and everything here. So it will lock the development workbench, then it will copy the data to the, so your main to original repository. This will happen. The shadow will be started status here. The shadow will be started. The shadow will be started status here. Right? So which means shadow, your new shadow system will be created, shadow instance, shadow repository, shadow will be started, shadow will be upgraded. Then finally, the pre-processing is done. Finally, your pre-processing is done here. That's what it will happen in the pre-processing. The overview of the pre-processing step, your repository will be locked from the operations. We got the error now. So we got the error now. Repository will be locked. Shadow will be started. Shadow will be upgraded. Data will be copied here. Then the whatever the patches you download, all the patches will be applied into the shadow system here. This is the shadow system here. Then once the shadow is upgraded here, then once everything is done here, we will get the one phase called the SP, so DD phase, where the data dictionary adjustments, data dictionary adjustments we have to perform it. We means your previous colleagues, not means not previous colleagues, your development team do the adjustments here. So they will log into the shadow system with 000 client. They will perform the SPDD data dictionary objects like data elements, tables, domains. So those they will update it here. They will do the adjustments here in the shadow system. In the shadow system, they will do the SPDD adjustment. This is one of the important thing where they will do the SPDD adjustment in the shadow system here. So they will log into the 000 client. They will log into the SPDD transaction code. They will do the update. SPDD updates. Okay. Once that is done, SPDD updates here, right? Then they will, once the SPDD adjustments is done, then pre-processing will be completed here. That is what. So here you can see there are the 16 update records found in SM13, old update records. As I mentioned in the last class, so during the preparation step itself, you should not have any open update records in the system. When you are doing this upgrade, you should not have any open update records. They are the 16 field update records are there. That is what it is reflected here. So we need to clean them. All the update records, we have to delete it here. To proceed the further, we have to delete it, then click on the next button. Then it will go to the next step here. Why? Because those are the failed update records. It's not required. Then checking the again update records, outstanding update task, any queues, URFCs are exist or not, it is checking. This is the first step we discussed here, right? So here pre-processing is the main step here to update the our shadow systems and everything. At operating system level, we can see it here. In the operating system level, we can see it in the file system level. We can see the, suppose it's KP online one, you can access from here. So here you can go to the, so SAP SID, right? SID, your sum. In the sum, you can see the sum above. In the sum above, there is a system, right? Here we can see the shadow system details related shadow system. Why? Because shadow SAP system will be created under the above system. Under the system, you have the sys exe profile global directory. Then, so D instance number, shadow instance number, shadow work directory, shadow SAP system. These all are the shadow SAP system details. These all are the where the shadow is located at file OS level means this is the place here. Normal our SAP system will be in under the sys exe and everything. Here some ABAP here. Okay. So see here, lock the development environment. So development environment is locked here. So you cannot do the any changes here. And then lock it, click on the next button here. So why it is locking means, as we discussed here, this is locking. Why? Because the data will be copied from here to the shadow repository here. It will clone the tables from main to shadow. Why? Because shadow system is created, it empty data. There is no data. Shadow means what? Same copy of the original system here. Same to same. Whatever the data is there in the main, same will be in the shadow also here. So for that purpose only, it is copying the data. For other purpose only, it will copy the data here. Right? So that is what it will happen in the systems here. So once the shadow, now its tables will be moved here, then whatever we discussed the items here, that will happen in the shadow system here. That will happen in the all the shadow systems and everything here, right? This will happen. So pre-processing phase. Pre-processing phase, shadow system will be created, shadow system will be upgraded. Then SPDD we have to perform in the main phases in the shadow system here, right? Then when it is going to the execution phase, that is the up to here, your main system is available. Why? Because you are not touching the main system. Up to here, your main system is available. You are not touching here. Then when it goes to the downtime phase here, normally we will call it as the execution phase. Normally we will call it as the execution phase here. In the downtime phase, your system will be down. Your system, which system? Your main system will be down here. So that downtime phase, you need to plan it in the off business hours. Off business hours means when you don't have that time, you need to click the next button. After the pre-processing is completed, then you need to click the next button. So that will be done. That will be done here. So then here main system will be stopped here. Then whatever the upgraded data is there in the shadow, that shadow that will be copied back to the your original system again. Upgraded data, it will be copied back to the here. Then application tables will be upgraded here. Application, the tables will be upgraded here. That application tables will be upgraded here. That will happen. So shadow repository to original repository, then application tables will be upgraded here. That's what it will happen in the systems here, right? So that is the sum. So in the downtime phase means execution phase. In which phase system will be down? In the execution phase. Why? So your shadow pre-processing is done means your shadow system is upgraded with the latest patch levels, whatever you have chosen. Then, so after that, so main system will be stopped. Only data copy will happen. So why we are reducing the downtime means by introducing the shadow system. By introducing the shadow system concept, we are reducing the downtime of the main system here. Sir, how we are reducing means shadow will be created in the pre-processing, shadow is upgrading. Then during the downtime phase, only data is copying to the main system here. Only data is copying to the main system here. Upgraded data is copying to the shadow repository to original repository. Then application switch will be upgraded. Only these two actions will be will be done. Then finally, once everything is done, then shadow will be deleted, your main system will be started here after the execution phase. That will happen here, that will happen in the systems here.
Sir, what is the duration of the downtime mainly?
Downtime we cannot tell exact duration, it depends upon the patches, depends upon the db size, so depends upon the how many patches you are uploading and everything. There is no standard downtime, so 10 minutes, 11 minutes, so it's a minimum downtime will be there, but that is depends upon the patches. If you have only two patches, then two patches applying, there is no much downtime, right? It will be done quickly, right?
Mhm.
So, but if you have the hundreds, thousands of patches you are uploading, means definitely all the patches should be applied to the shadow. The main system is fine. There is no downtime. So when the main system is down, that time we will say we will call it as a downtime. But main time when will be down in the execution phase. So then in that case, shadow is upgraded. People also will log in and will do the some adjustment that is also done. Then once they done it, then shadow data will be copied to the main system. Then application tables will be done. These three things, stopping the main system, copying the data to here, application tables update. These three things will happen in the execution phase. In the execution phase, these three things will happen in the systems. So once that is done, your system data is copying, upgraded data is copying, overriding on the main system. So you have the system is upgraded version here, then shadow will be deleted here, then it will go to the post processing. Post processing means just it kind of a deletion of the your shadow instance, deletion of the shadow instance, post processing, then that will be done. See here, now you see cloning the tables from the original to the shadow system here. So what it is happening now, cloning means copying the data from so main repository to so shadow repository. That is what here it is doing now. So then shadow will be upgraded this phase. This is a long running phases. So then after that, then it will ask you to first go to the execution phase. When it is going to the execution phase, then system will be down. Then data will be copied from here to here. Application tables will be updated. This we will call it as the downtime. For these two steps, system will be down, then shadow will be deleted. Once the upgrade is main system upgrade is, shadow will be deleted automatically. Whatever is created in the green boxes, so the blue, so it will be deleted here, right? So once it is done, that will be done. See, it is doing copying the data here.
Uh, Sir, I have one more question. What is then zero downtime option with some?
Yeah, I'm coming to that part.
Okay.
Okay, this is the standard resources. Standard means with the minimum resources. With the minimum resources means you have chosen like less resources, 8 to 12, 8 to 12, 8 BTC work process, 12 downtime phase, something like that. You have chosen standard resources which got it as part of the sum you have chosen here. So then sorry, first I need to explain the post processing, then answer to your question. Okay, so what will happen in the post processing? In the post processing, uh, shadow will be deleted, then your main system is available to the so users here. Then main system is available. Then once done it, then in the main system, people will perform the SPAU. In the main system, people will perform the SPAU adjustments. This is very important where we have to perform the SPAU. AU means adjust the repository objects. DD means data dictionary objects. ABAP objects, they will do the adjustments here. ABAP programs and everything. This is the data directory, dictionary objects and everything. They will do it here. Main system, they will perform the SPAU after the upgrade. Then before it is going to the downtime phase, before it's going to the downtime phase, we have to perform the SPDD adjustments. Then only we can go with the execution phase. That's what we have to do that one here, right? So, okay, now answer to your question, sir. Three scenarios you explained. Three scenarios explained: single, standard, and standard. We have chosen. Advanced means what, sir? So advanced means, so there is a one building construction. There are the, so 20 people are there, 20 labors, 20 process are there. This 20 process will do the standardly. They will do the upgrade. Maybe they will do the one building construction. This 20 people 2 months. Okay, in the 2 months they have completed here. Sir, I don't have much time. I want to reduce the near zero, which means I want to reduce the timelines means, then you can choose the advanced option here, so that you can increase the process, means you can increase the labor from 20 to 40. Then 20% 2 months they have completed the work. Then 40% will complete this in 1 month, right? Mathematics probability. That is called the, that we have. That's why we need the SPDD, SPAU. Right? SPDD, SPAU here. PDD, SP. So that's why. Why? Because advanced means more process, more labors to complete the work. So which means your system also should have the enough capability to increase the process. If you don't have much process, then system will go. So that's why. So you need to check before you choosing the standard. Standard, normally everybody will choose this one. We go to the near zero means high configuration. High configuration means high number of CPUs, memory, process, everything high. So in this way, we can reduce the downtime. Process are more, the runtime timelines of the downtime timelines of the activity is very reduced, right? Reduced means near to zero means not exactly zero. Near to zero means downtime will be zero. Near to zero, it will be reduced here. That's what we have to do it in the here. Okay. That is the advanced, near to zero. In the advanced option, near to zero will be enabled. It is required the more resources. With our system resources, we cannot continue this one. Why? Because our system already occupied with the standard, with 85% CPUs, and it's already occupied. So then it's already occupied. Then tomorrow, if something wrong, here, tomorrow something wrong, in the next phase, entire system will go down. To avoid this one, up to 80% CPU memory utilization is fine, but still you have very more memory and CPUs are there, then you can increase the process so that your activity timelines will be reduced. That is called the downtime reduced probability. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So main thing you should remember, everybody, where to perform the SPDD, where to perform the SPAU, who will perform, the developers will perform it. Then what exactly happens in the pre-processing, what exactly happens in the downtime timelines, means execution phase. In the execution phase, the shadow data will be copied to the main system, application tables will be updated here. Then your sum upgrade is done. Once copy is done, upgrade is done, your shadow will be deleted. Then so finally, post-processing step, just post activities will be executed, some cleanups and everything, which I said. Then the post-processing, after the end of the step, you will get the one step like called the SPAU repository changes that will be performed by the developers. This is the entire sum overview section. Entire sum.
Where we are giving the download path of the patches in the sum tool.
Sum tool, you won't download any patches, right?
No. A
Some
stack
of
file we are giving a stack file, but the patches, right, where we downloaded the patches, that location I'm saying. At which step we are giving that location?
in the starting
Patch.
step. Starting of the sum tool itself, you are giving the XML file location, right? That is the location of the softwares. So same location. So whatever wherever you have the XML file is there, in the same location you have the patches here. You should have to keep the same location only. Your XML and your patches should be in the same location. Then only, so it won't ask the separately, it won't ask the download directory of the patches and everything. If you keep it, what will happen? Your XML file is different and your as the downloaded patches are different locations, means it will ask that location.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so that is the entire sum overview. So in the backend, you can progress these activities, some activities. Okay, so you can progress it, you can log in and you can progress the activities and see what's happening here, check the logs and what's happening and everything. You can progress it here. Okay, so in this way you can just check the logs each phase. So the cloning, now it is happening the cloning, it will take time. See, cloning the tables from here to here. So we cannot wait until we complete. So that's why we discussed the entire sum section we discussed. So you guys can progress the offline. So these activities and everything, just to open the URL and you can just to check the logs and everything. Here itself you have the log folder. Here itself you have the, so here itself you have the, so log folder and task list, log folder, what task is executing, db clone, right? Just open the db clone, what's happening here. Db clone, see all the data, all the dependency data will be copying here, all the tables data is copying. So jobs are running here, jobs are running in SAP systems here. So this is running, cloning is running.
So the multiple
Some will take care of everything. You no need to worry. Just you need to XML file, provide the patches to some tool. Just click on the next. Some will take care of everything. Just you need to check, watch it out if any errors or anything.
Ravinder, the multiple members can able to log in same time, right?
This one is URL, right? Yeah, anybody
Yeah,
open multiple times.
but
Yes.
I'm not able to log in this URL. That's the reason.
Where you are executing this URL?
In Microsoft Edge.
Edge. Edge
And
means in the local gem server, right? This is the gem server.
yes,
No, it's open, right? For me, it's open.
For me also, it's not opening.
In which gem server? In this gem server, it works actually. KP online one directly. Maybe can you share your screen?
Wait a minute.